So the economy in the northeast is already suffering like post-war, but it obviously worsened from the economic crisis. Is there anything you think that the Tamil diaspora can do to help back home in a meaningful way? The Tamil diaspora has always sort of given back home, but do you think there's anything more that can be done um, to improve the livelihoods of Tamil people and the economy
And the economy,
of the northeast?
but there is
I
no
mean,
northeast economy.
yeah, as
I
in,
mean, the whole problem is that if you want to actually improve that economy, you have to go through the Colombo government. And then the moment you do that, then it ceases to be something that the Northeast would want.
mhm,
So that's a complaint that we've had all the time, and that's also the complaint of possible investors. They come hoping that they can genuinely contribute and invest in the Northeast, and they realize that no, a substantial portion, if not the bulk of it, is redirected. This happened during the peace process. That was like the honeymoon time. And,
mhm,
if it was being redirected then one doesn't really know. Um, and also, I mean, the question is, I mean, now Sri Lanka would probably want it, but the issue is whether the Tamils will want it. I think this is an opportunity to not just prop up what is clearly a failing state, but instead to bring about the sort of transformations
mhm.
that can ensure that this doesn't happen again. And as far as the Tamils are concerned, obviously, um, if we are to contribute towards the overall Sri Lankan economy, then we want to make sure that our interests are also fully met. Um, Now, so quite apart from that, quite apart from the sort of proviso with regards to strengthening the Sri Lankan economy without genuine transformation, as far as helping the sort of relatives and directly helping people,
Mm.
that's happening. I mean, it has happened at the worst of times at the height of the war. It's happening now. And for that, I think obviously everybody is extremely thankful. And I think that should continue
Yeah.
because if the diaspora doesn't do it, and times now, even in these countries where the diaspora is more or less based, which is the West, the economic situation in these countries are also not all that great. So despite that, those remittances, I think, are saving lives. I'm not just saying making life easier. I'm
Mm.
literally saying saving lives because if these remittances don't come, the situation is quite bad. Income is, appalling. Um, Everything, the cost of living has gone up by, 5 times. Everybody is eating into their savings, whatever savings that is.
Mm.
And I think people are not out there sort of protesting and rebelling basically purely because it's happening to everybody. So there is this false sense of security. It's happening to everybody.
Yeah.
So maybe since it's happening to everybody, at the end of it, something will be done. And also since they're still dipping into those savings, they think somehow they can manage. Um, So, can you imagine if there was no remittances coming from abroad? I think the help obviously should continue. I think it's not just you know they should people here should not think that it is financial help. It actually is saving lives, and if uh, the people back home are smart enough and use these remittances to actually find ways of creating sort of income
Mhm.
as opposed to just living off those remittances, I think that'll be great. So we've been trying to do that. I mean, we've been trying to create scenarios where we have home farms and things like
Yeah.
that, where to some extent we become self-sustaining. Um, I'm not. It's too early for me to say whether it's actually made a difference, but
Okay.
but I think those efforts should continue.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.